In the previous two videos, I showed you how to do your foundation and your contour and highlight, and I also showed you how to do your eyebrows, fill them in, and make them look all voluptuous and full. And now I'm going to show you how I do my everyday natural eye look. Sometimes I go a little more glam than normal, but tonight I'm going to the movies with my boo, and I want to look a little more done up than I normally do. Most of the time I'll just, on top of what I have now, I'll just put a little brown in the crease to deepen my eyes. But for this, I want to make them a little bit more bam, but not too bam. I still want it to look very natural. So I'm going to be using the Naked Smokey palette. It is my favorite. And it's got, I think, 12 shades. Yeah, it's got 12 shades. I literally had to count that. It's sad. It's got 12 shades. The darkest is in the middle, and it goes out on both sides to the lighter colors. And one side of the palette is shimmery, and the other side is like satins, kind of matte colors. I love how this palette is set up. And I'm going to show you how I do my eyeballs with this palette. So the first thing I'll be starting out with is just a regular old packing brush. It's just a regular packing brush. This is from Coastal Scents. And I take the lightest color in the palette, which is called 13. And I just load my brush down. And I do from my lash line all the way to my brow bone. I do the whole thing. I do a little bit down into here to make my eyes look more open, and then I spread a little bit out into here so that way it blends seamlessly. Okay, so I'm going to do one eye and then come back and show you the other one because it's just easier that way, and that way there won't be that long of a video. So now I'm going to do, I'm going to put my paper down so I don't blind. There is a mirror in this palette, but I have a black thing over it so that it doesn't blind you from the light that's in behind my camera. I take the color Combust, which is the next lightest shade in the matte colors, and I like to apply this with my fingers because the warmth of your fingers gives a nice pigment payoff. It makes the color just stand out more. And I put my finger down in the corner, the outer corner, and I smudge into the inner corner, just from my lashes to my crease, which is this piece right there. Okay, and after I do that, I'm going to take the brush that actually came with the palette. It's a really nice brush. It's got two sides. There's a stiffer, more rounded circular brush on one side, and then there's a fluffy type blending brush on the other. I'm going to take the blendy side with the fluffy side, and I'm going to use the third one from the shimmery side, which is this brown color called Radar. And I'm going to tap my brush in it. And then I'm also going to tap my brush off so that any of the excess pigment will have fell off and you don't have too much. And then I'm going to start doing this in my crease. I'm going to start in the outer corner and work my way to my inner, but not all the way down. Stop right about there. So. And the lighter the hand, the better. there's how I do that. And then just to deepen it up a little bit more, I take an angled fluffy brush that's a little bit smaller. I think this one's an e.l.f. one. It's just a defining eyeshadow brush is what it's called. And it's nice and fluffy. And I'm going to take Whiskey, which is the darker matte shade, and I'm going to put that just right here. That's it. To make it a little bit darker in there, to deepen up. I'm going to take the fluffy brush again just to blend those two colors together. And if I have any like fallout down here, you can see like the powder spill down on my face, I take my powder brush and I lightly sweep to get all that off, so that way later you're not like, and then you have a big black line on your face. That's not very pretty. And then I'm also going to take on the dual-sided brush, the stiffer, more rounded brush. I'm also going to take that in Whiskey. And I'm going to do my up underneath my lashes on the outer third. Next, I'm going to take High, which is the most shimmery palette color in the palette, and I'm going to take that and put it in my inner corner, on where my tear duct is, and on my brow bone. With my packing brush that I used before. And I will be right back with the other side, and then I'll show you how to do some eyeliner. Now that I'm done with both eyes, I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner. Some people prefer liquid, some people prefer gel. I don't like either because I think it just takes too much time. If you don't get matte, sometimes it can look shiny. Sometimes the gel will come up on the top of your crease if you open your eyes too wide. I prefer e.l.f.'s waterproof eyeliner pen. It's not that waterproof, but it's got like a little felt tip to it. I think this is the easiest way to do eyeliner. I'll show you on one eye and then I'll pause the camera and do the other side just to save time. But you do both steps on both sides. Like with eyebrows, it is impossible to get them exactly the same. You will never get them exactly the same. So what I do first to try and get them, closer to looking the same is I start out with the top line, like so. And with eyeliner, practice makes perfect. And this is it before the cat eye. I prefer a wing, a cat eye. You could leave it like this. It looks pretty like this. And you could go ahead and do your mascara. But I prefer a wing. And how I start my wing is I start with the bottom, right here in the corner. And I'm going to wing it up, like so. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm going to take the top of that and connect it with the other thing. go back in where I see fit, where I'm not satisfied with it. So I'm gonna pause this and be right back. Okay, so I'm also gonna show you, I don't wear fake eyelashes every day, but I have a pair and I'm gonna show you how to size and fit them and put them on. These are not the most natural looking lashes. These are a little bit bigger. If you were wanting more natural looking lashes, I would go with Demi Wispies. I'm not really sure. These are e.l.f. brand. I'm not exactly sure what kind they are, but I'm going to show you how to fit them and how to glue them on, just because it'll help when people ask. So what you're going to need is, let me see if I can get my shit out. You're going to need lash glue. This one is Salon Perfect. This is a white, it dries clear. You're also going to need lashes and a pair of scissors. And you're going to want to get out the side. The ones that, how it goes is they're shorter, well, on most lashes. Some of them are the same length all the way around, but most lashes are shorter at one end than they are at the other end. And that's the side that's going to go in your inner corner, the shorter side. And you're going to cut to fit it from the longer side. So you're going to want to take off the longer side if it's too long. Like this is way too long. It's going to stick out like way out here. So I'm going to measure this and then cut it. So how I'm going to do that is just place it where I think it's going to go, which will be like right about there. So I'm going to cut off about, and I could probably take a smidge more off, but not much. Now that we have the size that we want, because I have little bitty eyeballs, you're going to take your lash glue and you're going to just you're going to push just a little bit out, like in a little bitty bulb, and you're going to want to coat the lashes. Not too much, but not too little. And I really coat the ends really well because those are where you're going to have lifting. If you think you've got too much, you can take your finger, pull a little bit off. And once you've got it like so, you're going to, I like to bend mine while I let it sit for a minute, kind of like this, so that it gets a nice curve like your eye while it's starting to dry a little bit, so you get more of an eye shape. And I had to pause for a second. I forgot my tweezers. You're going to need tweezers to put it in place. Some people don't. I prefer tweezers. I think it's a lot easier that way to get it where you need it to go. Let's see if it's tacky. Yeah, it's starting to get tacky. So I place the inner corner down first. And you don't want to get it too close to your tear duct because then it'll poke you and it'll irritate you. And it's okay if you don't get it, you get this glue everywhere because it is really hard to do this cleanly. But that's why you get the kind that dries clear. So that way if you do get it all over the place, it's not like, oh God, you can see the glues. You can probably still see some of it. But once this dries, it'll be clear. And I like to keep pressing on it until it's completely dry, just to make sure that there's no lifting anywhere. And then, while that's drying a little bit more, I like to take a little bit of foundation. This one is pumped, no, this one's Mega Plump by Wet n Wild. You can get it at Walmart or CVS. And you're just going to go over your lashes a little bit to blend your natural lashes in with your fake lashes. And then some people don't put mascara on their bottom. I prefer it because I have such long bottom lashes. I think they're gorgeous. So I would want them to be pretty. But my eyes water, so I use this one's Mega Length, and it's got a really tiny brush for getting in there. It's also by Wet n Wild, and this one's waterproof. So if my eyes water, I'm not going to have big black smudges all over the bottom of my eye, and I won't have as much transfer. And voila, both eyes done with both lashes on. I thought I'd also show you how I do my lips, because as you can see, tilt this down just a little bit. As you can see, keep bopping the camera, my lower lip is bigger, like it pouts, than my upper lip. So I like to overdraw my upper lip a little bit. So the first thing I do is I'll pick what I think would look good with the eye color I'm wearing, and I'm going with this one's called Wild Clover. I think it's by Rimmel, and I prefer a matte look. I'm also going to show you how to do your own matte. If it's not matte and you want to make it matte, I'll show you how to do that. And first thing we're going to do is line the lips. I start with my bottom and then I do my upper. So let me show you how to do that. Tilt the camera down. And I fill in my whole lips. Now I'm going to, you see that it transferred onto my upper lip. Now I'm going to overdraw my upper lip. I start with the Cupid's bow first. And that's how I fill in my lips. And then I'm going to take a lipstick. This one is an Ulta color. It was one of their holiday collections in their lipstick book. And it's in the nude color Romance. It's just like a mauvey brown kind of nude color, which I really like. Okay. Clean this up a little bit on the bottom. Okay. Now, if you like them kind of shiny like this, you could keep it like this. But I find that I like matte lips better because they last longer. This just does not stay on my mouth long enough. If you eat or drink, I feel like this just gets washed off. And so I like to powder mine. I take my translucent powder and I take one of my flat brushes, one of my packing brushes, and I just load that crap down, and you're going to pat it across your lips. And then I take my powder brush, dip a little bit in there, and just powder it real good. Clean it off just a little bit, and then dust my mouth off. And voila, you have a matte lip. And just to show you, kiss test, hardly anything comes off. I can kiss my boyfriend and this is not going to come off on his face. I can wear this for 4 to 6 hours, sometimes 8, depending on if I'm eating and drinking a lot. So this is my full face of makeup. This is what I do. Hope you like it. Now I'm gonna model the makeup like all those girls on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. Bye.